say. All right. Anyway, today I'm very fortunate to be in the presence of Lydia Hiby. She is the author of several books.
Her eyes are watering.
Yes,
oh, look at how precious!
Isn't that nice?
Love it. I love it.
And we're looking at daughter's cat today.
Okay, great. Oh, that's right, your daughter's cat. You didn't know.
Yeah, this is my daughter's cat.
Okay.
And she's going to give us some
Okay.
evaluation.
And
First, you
what's
wanted
her
to
name?
know, well, the name is Phoenix.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
okay. And
And
how
she's
old is he?
5 to 6 in that picture.
Okay.
5 to 6 months.
And how old is he now?
8 to 9 months.
Oh, 9 months. Okay, have a seat.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning.
We actually have a 9:15 here.
Oh, well, can you please apologize to them because he's here, ask if we can swap, is it gonna be a problem?
I think, for 9:30 then?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I mean, like, I'll help them after this gentleman, I thought he was here first.
Okay.
And I got here late, so it's my fault, so please apologize to them. Thank you. Okay.
But you're from New Jersey, you're entitled.
Well, I'm so used to being on horse time, but some people are like, I was supposed to be here at 9:30.
Horse time?
Yeah, when you show up at a horse ranch, you always wait for the vet, and whenever the vet shows up, so most animals.
What did you do?
I was a vet tech for a long time, and I was a
Okay.
showgroom.
Oh, okay.
And I still own a horse. He's older now.
Okay.
But when you call the vet, you never know when they're going to show up.
Okay.
So with most animal people, when you say horse time, they're like, oh yeah, you get there. And when you live in Los Angeles, everybody gives you free pass.
Oh, you live in LA?
Yeah, it's like you're stuck
cool.
in traffic. Yeah.
Wait, how do you like the cold weather?
No, I don't. That's why I moved from New Jersey.
I know, we figured that out. Yeah.
Okay, so Phoenix. Now, what city does he live in?
He lives in New Jersey.
Okay, good. Okay, and your daughter's name?
Is Michelle.
Okay, because I like to address her. Okay. Because when I asked him, I said, well, tell me about your mom. And he goes, that's my queen. And I said, oh, I like that. Start off the day. That's fabulous.
We talked to who?
Him. I just asked him.
Oh.
I said, what do you want to tell me? So they don't talk in time. Animals bring things up at random. And the first thing he said to me is, not all animals have been animals before, number one. And not all animals that we know have known us before. But he said, I have known your daughter before. And usually when it happens, it's very synchronistic how they came together. Like, I wasn't going to get a cat, and I never stopped by the shelter or whatever. And so he said, I was calling her to come get me. So however they came together. And I asked him if he had a purpose this time, because some animals are freeloaders. I have one of those that I know right about now is sleeping on my bed.
Was he found in the shelter?
I don't know. I mean, usually it's like they come together. So I don't know what the situation is, because normally I have the owner here to say, oh yes. But he said, I was calling her to come get me wherever that was this lifetime, however they found each other. And he said his job is to help her, this is really interesting, manifest money and abundance, and to help her with her teaching. What does she do? What is her job? Like, what kind of work does she do?
She is in a law office, and she is in charge of business development.
Okay,
And
okay.
she is MVP,
Good,
which
okay.
means she probably will never be retiring.
Well, but it's about projects, making money, things
That's
like
correct.
that. Okay, so he said that's the main reason. He also, he said, I was a human child of hers another time. I don't know how she feels about that. I didn't know if she wanted kids this time or does have kids, but he's like, that's why I came back, because I had that lifetime with her. He's got a lot of problems with his gums. I was a vet tech, so as a young cat, he's got some issues. Do you have any idea what kind of food she's feeding him?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have, I thought I had something to, oh yes I do, to make notes. Let me write some stuff down for her. So.
Well, you're being
I forgot. A lot of people don't even bother doing that, but I'll make sure you get your pen back. I normally have my flyers and stuff, but I ran out of them. But I want her to do put some ester C into his food, and the reason for that is for obvious reasons, like it is for people. But Dr. Belfield years ago came out with vitamin C therapy for cats and all animals. So it comes in humans, it's 500 milligrams, and a cat dose is about 25 milligrams, so just like a pinch or a dash. Okay. When I work with Dr. Craig, he was like, put a little bit in a little bit of baby food, and the reason for that is, I don't know if you've had cats before, but they're extremely suspicious of everything. And so if you put something new in their food, they're like, okay, you're trying to poison me, I'm gonna die, I won't eat it. So you do a little bit at a time, and as we would say in New York, you put a little schmear on their foot, they'll eat it,
Got it.
So. And this is daily for the rest of his life.
Okay.
Because he's got Siamese in his background, so that I want her to do, and they're more sensitive to gums. And then the other thing is, Siamese and Siamese mixes have very small stomachs, which means they have to eat quite frequently through the day. You can offer them dry food, and sometimes they'll eat it, but they need a lot of moisture. so I don't know what kind of wet she's feeding. And you want to do no fish, which is really hard because it's in everything, in cat food. And then he needs like a probiotic. And PB8 is a good human one. She can get that online at Amazon or Sprouts or Whole Foods, wherever she shops. And he needs to have his digestion reset, because he said there are a lot of times I feel like he's doing dry heaves, but I don't see him producing anything.
Okay.
And it's not like a hairball kind of thing. And that would be like a quarter of a capsule just for 30 days. So, now did she give you any questions, any things that, because I can keep rolling with him, but is there like, does he want, this, that, or the other thing?
Well, let me try the ex-wife. She's at a book
Okay.
sale right now.
Okay.
But other than that, what else do you want to say?
He said he's very particular about his toys. I said, in what way? And he goes, well, I like things dangling in front of me. I don't really like to. He said I can be athletic, but he said I kind of like it just, like I like it being right in front of me. So I said, okay. He's a beautiful boy, that's for sure. Very cute. And this is significant, this black patch right here. Really interesting. Yeah, he looks like he's a flame point. Very cool. I get my chapstick out and I'm like, oh,
Okay.
lordy.
Well, let me take a look and see if Beverly has a cell. Beverly is my ex-wife.
Okay.
So if she does, we'll try the cell. Because she's out of the book sale. She'll
Okay.
probably be not too happy when I calling her.
I hope
But
she's not in the book sale out here. Is she back in New Jersey?
She is.
Okay, I hope she's inside. But it is cold here, boy. Oh, yeah.
No, she's not.
Okay.
I asked her yesterday. She said no. So
Okay, that's fine. I asked him if he wants another cat. He said it's not necessary for him. I asked him about being around dogs, and he kind of wrinkled his nose like, ugh, dogs, do I really have to deal with them? I'd rather not. Unless, your daughter really wanted a dog. And in that case, he would want something pretty mellow, not very chatty, not very pushy, that kind of thing. There are a lot of really great dog breeds like Shih Tzus and, Papillons and stuff that would get along with the cat and be okay.
she has 3
catnip?
Shiloh Shepherds.
Okay, well, I'll ask him about those. But he was talking about little ones.
No, these boys
Okay.
aren't little.
No. I asked him first, how would he do with a small dog and a large dog, and I had only gotten to the small dog. Okay, as far as the Shiloh Shepherds, okay, out of the 3 of them, I don't know if 2 are related, or at least karmically, 2 of them are related. He keeps putting like 2 and then pushing one off to the side, so I don't know what that's about. What are their names? Do you know what the dogs' names are?
I do.
Okay.
Let's see. One is named after the Greek goddess who was the protector of men.
Like Athena?
Lexi.
Oh, Lexi, got it,
Mhm,
okay.
yeah.
I'm not good at my Greek mythology, sorry.
That's right.
Well, he said she's the queen of the dogs, is what he said.
Uh-huh.
So, and she runs around with, what are we doing today? I'm the house manager. He said, like you have in your hand, she runs the house. Okay, and the other 2?
The other 2 dogs' names? Oh, that's tough.
Are they boys or?
They're boys. They're
Okay.
males.
Okay, because he just he's like, he calls them the boys. And he goes, one's not the brightest crayon in the box, like one's the wingman, whatever he says I do. And he said they understood from the beginning that they're not supposed to mess with him. Because I said, are you worried about it? He goes, no, I'm not, no. I said, okay. And I also see one of them going by and he's like trying to pat the top of its head. So I don't know which one that one is. He goes, it's not the queen. I said, okay, got it. Okay. I asked him about his cat box habits, which he was like, look, you're getting a little personal. I said, that's part of the deal. It's interesting. He's got some arthritis in his feet. I mean, again, he's a very young cat. That's not a typical thing. That's why the vitamin C is so important. But most cats don't like a lot of the generic stuff that people typically get, because no one's asked a cat how they feel about it. And with the regular clay, he said it kind of irritates his feet. If she's doing the corn cob stuff, again, I don't know what she's using, that would irritate his feet. There is a product called Carefresh, which is for hamster and gerbils and stuff, and instead of it being that pine bedding kind of thing, it's very soft for them. So it's like the end of a toilet paper roll, a paper towel, that kind of thing. She can look into that as far as this cat box is concerned. So, it's very soft.
Does the name Bardo mean anything to you?
Bardo to me or to him?
To him.
Oh. He's like, why? I don't even want to discuss it. It was like, that door was closed, so I don't know why. Who would that be to him?
That would be the not so smart dog.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when I said, why did he close the door? And he said, well, he said, one time I was half asleep and he said he put his nose under me and kind of tried to lift me, which I know what shepherds do anyway. And he was just like, hey, hey,
Yeah, right.
get a little too personal. So he said, are we moving? He thought she was going to be moving. So, and that'll come up sometimes if maybe she was talking to somebody else about moving, but he's like, look, I like to know what's going on. The queen likes to know what's going on. So he said, we like being informed of those kind of things. So, he for some reason, he just volunteered. He goes, my mom wants to know how long I'm going to live. And animals don't know. They don't know their own mortality. So, so he said to me, just tell her I'm enjoying every day. Live in the moment. And I said, okay, that's pretty cool. Then he wanted to know when you're going to come visit. He's like, when's Grandpa coming to visit? And I said, I don't know. You know, so how often do you get to go back and visit?
Not enough.
Okay, well, he's like, well, open door policy. You know,
Okay.
obviously, every time you want to come and visit, he'd like to visit. Because he doesn't need a lot of, there are some cats that are very gregarious. I have one that's like that. He'd meet everybody at the door. Everyone's his friend. He's not that way. He's like, my energy is here for your daughter. And he said, that's what it's about. So I asked him, because not all markings at all are significant, but this particular marking, as he said, there was another time where someone shot him with an arrow, and he said, so I kind of wear that as a badge of honor kind of thing, but not all markings are typical that way. So the rest of him feels pretty good. I mean, when I look at his heart and lungs, his kidneys, all that looks good, but his gums are sensitive. So even with the dogs, when she checks their teeth, you really look at the gum line really more than the tooth, or whether it has tartar on it, because if it's open there, that means that they have a general septicemia, and that's why it's so dangerous for cats, especially. They get a lot of kidney issues. So that's why doing this. And then with the dogs, I'll give her the dose on the dogs. The dogs would get 100 milligrams a day forever, and it helps. So it helps the teeth and gums. It helps with arthritis. Then it has to go through the kidneys, out the bladder, so it keeps all that.
You're a fan
harmed.
of the vitamin C.
Yeah. Oh, really big fan of it.
I
So.
should write that.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So the dogs get like 100 milligrams a day because they're big dogs. And I had a cat that was, well, all my animals I never had to do a dental on. I checked them all the time. My cat was 22. She had all her teeth. Some of my dogs lived to be 15 or 16 years of age. It helped with their arthritis. So that's just a good prophylactic thing to do. So, I asked him if there's anything. He's like, I'm good. I said, okay. So other than some catnip and dangly toys.
There we go. All right, well.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we have this. I
Yeah.
think it looks good.
Good.
Looks good. Okay.
Good pictures. Thank you for blowing
Oh,
them up.
sure.
Because I'm
Well-
gonna have my up close readers, but.
Oh yeah, they're great. Yeah, we love it. Well, it's very nice of you to do this.
Oh.
I appreciate. By the way, do you meditate?
Oh, I do.
Do
I
you?
just didn't get a chance this morning.
No. How you doing, boss? Well, this guy's waiting. So.
Actually, my cousin was Jim Gerhardt. He was like one of the upper people, I guess, at the TM Center.
I don't know much about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, years and years ago when the city program first came out,
You can come on in,
they
hon.
had a program
Uh-huh.
that you could take to speak with animals.
Yeah, I'm
Did you-
teaching that tomorrow.
Oh, did you take that program?
No, the
Oh,
lady
fun.
that trained me, but I'm teaching a 6-hour class tomorrow, and there's still room if you
Wow.
want to jump in on it.
Okay, well, I wish I had daughter here and the animal here and
Yeah,
all that, but that's
I
not
do
going to
phone
happen.
calls all the time.
You do. I gave it a
Yeah.
shot, and she is at the bookstore.
That's
bookstore
okay.
So that is
That's
all.
okay.
Listen, I appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.